Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it from the top. I haven't had my sip of coffee yet, so it kind of works. We're going to try it again. I don't know. We're notifying viewers that I'm live. Wonder if anybody will come back. Can anybody come back? Anytime I say those two words together, I can't help but think of the Titanic. I already did a video about that. I won't do it again. Are you going to join, or am I going to have people? I don't even know what's going on. This is like my third attempt at a live video this morning. Maybe it's only my second. Should I go inside? Is it too bright out here? Got a neighbor leaving. Hello there. Do I want to go inside? It's hard for me when I can't see the phone. And when I'm sitting where I am, I'm going to go inside. It's pretty out, and it's a gorgeous day out. I can always come back outside, but I can't see the phone. I can't see if my connection's working. For those that were tuned in a moment ago, I was doing my live show, and the connection wasn't working at all. And I had to stop doing it. And it was choppy, and I was losing people left and right. I'm just going to put this down right there for the time being. And people were saying, hey, we can't see you, we can't hear you, it's choppy. And there's a couple schools of thought, a couple of ways I'd like to play it. My house is a mess. I'm going to use this little thing as a backstop for my phone. Can't really use my coffee pot. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for coming back. It's so bright in here, but at least I can see my phone at all. Life throws you curves. Every day. Little curves like what just happened, or big curves like a flat tire. And a flat tire is not that big of a curve. But life certainly throws you curves. And I was just doing a live show, and I'd gotten about 10 minutes into it. I was talking about some things, and the connection went bad. And I hope it stays good. And I was sitting outside, and it was super bright out, and my phone was dim, and I couldn't even see that I was losing connection. Am I off work? Shannon, yes, I am off work today. But good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. This is a show I've been doing for a while. It is a show about me talking and sharing some feelings and sharing a little bit about life and sharing a little bit of time with you and a little bit of my morning. But I'm going to get to it now because I didn't get to it a minute ago. For those that have been watching a while, you know that it's more than a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a whole pot of coffee because I started this show a little bit ago and I was doing it outside. But my signal wasn't working. So I'm back on inside. And that's why my coffee's in this pot. And I don't think that makes any sense to anybody that wasn't watching a little bit ago. But I'm back on. And I'm soldiering through and fighting on and putting one foot in front of the other. And I still haven't had my coffee today. So with that in mind, I have a whole, they call it a carafe, looks like a pot to me, of coffee in front of me. And I assume you can see the steam. I sure can see the steam coming off the cup. And I'm so excited to take my first sip. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. It's a surprise to my taste buds and a surprise to my senses. Because I almost wanted to say it's the cinnamon dolce. But it's not the cinnamon dolce. It's the French roast. It is the French roast. Let me have another sip. Oh, I'll tell you what. I wanted a regular coffee today. I didn't want a flavored coffee. I thought I needed a little more kick in the ass type of coffee. And I went with the French roast, which I'm telling you, making me, I'm enjoying the taste right now. I'm enjoying the taste. I've belittled the French roast. I've said bad things. I said it wasn't that interesting of a coffee, and I feel bad for it. I'm sorry, French roast. You make me smile today. So I hope the French roast and I can get past the differences we've had before. So let's have a little more. Shannon asked about it was all at work today. I am. And I was talking about this a little bit ago on my previous live. That the connection was horrible. And I got a lot going on right now. I have a lot of stuff I'm patching back together and fixing in my own life and taking care of, and started a new career, got divorced, and moving, got twice divorced. I got 4 children, and I love them all, and I'm stretched thin. And I've been working at a super Target over the last 4 months. And I applied there. I was a realtor for 17 years. I did fairly okay. And I think that's the best way to describe my real estate career. I did better than most, but not enough to feel fulfilled or like it mattered or, what have you. So I left that at the beginning of the year, and I needed a job. I started working at Super Target. And I think at the time I was just going, I need a job. I need to go somewhere and feel productive and, pay some bills. So I was expecting it to be part-time, but they put me on it full-time. And they've been very kind to me, and I've learned a lot at the job, and I appreciate all the people I work with. But I've been working full-time at a job that doesn't pay what I need it to. And it's been a weird thing going, okay, I'm working every day. I work hard. I think I have a pretty good attitude, but I can't even get close to paying my bills being twice divorced working at Target. And there's a bunch of things I've been putting off, a bunch of stuff I have to take care of, a bunch of loose ends I have to tie up. And the mental burden that was not tying up those loose ends and struggling to pay the bills, and struggling would be an optimistic way to put it, while working full-time was starting to wear on me. And I'm going, hey, I can't be sitting here stocking popcorn in the back room when I feel like my house or my life is on fire. I got to put out that fire and take care of some things. So I went in yesterday and talked to my boss's boss and said, hey, I appreciate you. You guys have been so kind to me. I want to thank you for hiring me and giving me the position, but I've got to take care of some things. And I can't do it working full-time, and I need off tomorrow. And he was super cool. And I said, I also need off on Monday. And he goes, oh, well, Monday's going to be hard. It's a holiday. It's going to be super busy. And I didn't even know. Monday's Memorial Day. I didn't even know. So I wasn't doing it to get off for a 3-day weekend or anything. But I needed a day off because I got to get stuff done and take care of some serious stuff for me. And I hadn't been able to do it because I was spending every day there or chasing my kids around. And it was just starting to wear me down. And so I'm off today, and I'm feeling good, and I'm excited about today, and I'm looking forward to getting some things done and tying up some loose ends and addressing some things and just taking care of some things. But before I did that, I wanted to drink a little coffee with you guys. So cheers again to us. Oh, this might be casting a shadow. Let's put it over here. Let's let it cast a shadow that way. I'm a little sad that I'm not sitting outside. I love doing my show sitting outside. The sun is coming down hard from the east, and the sun shines directly onto the phone. And so my phone, I don't know how it does it. It does it in a sort of fancy iPhone way. Detects the brightness, so dims the screen itself, I think. And pretty soon I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see who's joining, who's commenting, or if I had a connection or not. And that was getting frustrating, especially because I wasn't getting a connection. And people were going, hey, bad connection, it's choppy, you got to do something. And I tried. And I almost wanted to have a little hissy fit. In years past, I would have had a little hissy fit and said, I'm not going to do it. Or gotten really, really upset at the bad connection and maybe throwing my phone or doing something like that. I used to have tantrums. I remember as a kid, I used to have tantrums. I had two older brothers. It's tough to have two older brothers. And I used to have tantrums. I might still have an occasional tantrum. But I'd remember my brothers would act like they're throwing something in my bowl of cereal, and I'd pick up the bowl and throw it at them. And that was always horrible, because then you'd have to clean it up, and you were still pissed because your brothers were teasing you. So I'd recommend for anyone out there that tends to have tantrums, I'd work on that, and I'd take things in, and I'd breathe, and I'd learn to appreciate the moment and live in the moment and feel better and enjoy your coffee a little bit more. So let's do that. But anyway, it is Friday morning. It is May 26th. The sun is shining, and I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois. It's an absolutely gorgeous day out. I got my screen door open. Sun coming in hard through the windows. I got mess all around. I still got pens on my floor from the other day when my little nugget of love, Augie, came in and chucked them all out. I got a lawn I'm going to mow today. I've got a bunch of stuff to take care of, and I'm excited about taking care of it and attacking my day and having the day off and getting to catch up on some things that need to be done. And I had a good friend call me this morning, or I called her, and we talked for a while. And again, I've talked about it before. It's nice having friends you can talk to when you got things on your mind or you got things you're struggling with. And friends that'll just kind of understand and not necessarily have a ton of advice or have it all figured out or act like they have all the answers as they're living in a better place or a better life or a better position than you, because we're all struggling in our own ways. And she just kind of empathized with me, and it was nice to have that. And as I was laying there, I go, okay, well, I'm in a good mood now. I'm going to get up and start my coffee and then go live. And that's what I'm doing. I had a fun night. I mean, it was a kind of a bittersweet. It's tough. And I talked about it before. I brought my decisions, what I've done in life has brought me exactly where I am. And it's brought you guys exactly where you are. But it's tough being a divorced dad. And it's harder than I think, for me, than I anticipated. And yesterday I worked all day at Super Target. I got off work. I drove to my recent ex-wife's house, picked up my little nugget of love, Augie, and had one of my older daughters was graduating 8th grade. And I drove those up at events and cheers for them at sporting events and texts and FaceTimes every other day or whatever. You kind of want to be there when they wake up, even when they wake up and things aren't so good. And it's hard being a divorced dad that way. And then when I was done and I said, okay, well, bye, to my daughter who just graduated 8th grade. She was beautiful. It was cute, but it was short. And I drove my son Augie home to my second ex-wife's house and then dropped him off there. And I felt sad again dropping him off and knowing that he wouldn't be toddling around my house today or doing his thing or throwing his pens or throwing the food or smiling ear to ear or trying to get into the cabinets and tip over my garbage. Again, I say this as a cautionary tale to anybody that's any guys out there that are getting divorced. It's hard not living with your kids. You know, you can try and be super dad and you can try and love them to death and be at every event and tell them how proud you are. But at the end of the day, they end up going home and living with their mom, in my case. And I'm not blaming anybody, but it's just the way it is. And it's tough because you want to be there when they crawl out of bed and rub the sleep out of their eyes and get their breakfast. Even if they're in a bad mood and they're sitting in the other room, at least they're sitting in the other room and not in a different house in a different town. And it's been hard on me, and I think it was tough for me last night. Again, it's not so easy driving, seeing both ex-wives, driving from one house to another town, seeing a graduation and being excited and being proud of your girl, and then saying, okay, see you later, congratulations. and kind of made me sad. And then I had to drive back to my second ex-wife's house and drop off my little nugget of love and kiss him goodbye and say, well, good night, and then drive back here to a empty home. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And I just don't think most people can get it and or understand it or whatever. And it's just a lot harder than I knew. I'll have people pop on and say, oh, well, you get to do whatever you want. That's not true. Whatever I want is be at home with my kids and have them live here, Yeah, I could go out to Las Vegas and gamble or drink or womanize or do whatever, or golf or whatever. But those things, I think at the end of the day aren't that important in life. I think being with your kids and being with those you love is what's important. And I don't think either of my marriages should have held together. I really don't. But the repercussions of divorce are really tough on a guy that loves his kids. And I assume most dads love their kids. And, saying congratulations, hope you're safe when you go to your party and hope you get home safe, but not knowing, just not being there every day. Yeah. So I got to make some decisions, and I'm looking forward to making them. And I'm looking forward to my day off, and I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to bum you guys out. But I got a lot going on. And I took off this day because I got a bunch of stuff I have to take care of. And I am just waking up, drinking some coffee, going to have some breakfast, going to head to my local Starbucks and crack open my computer and get a bunch of work done. I won't go into specifics what that work means, but believe me when I tell you it needs to be done. And I have about 5 days left to decide, make some big decisions, and I have to at least open up some doors of possibility for me over the next few days. Because right now I don't have all the answers, and I don't know where I'm moving, and I don't know where I should move. Part of me wants to get away and let the heat of the second divorce cool off a little bit. And part of me can't imagine leaving. So both are struggles on my mind, and I'm not totally sure. And I'm just kind of keeping my options open and exploring some things in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I don't want to move to Florida. I got no great interest in Florida. It's hot and humid there all the time. When I was a kid, it was so neat. The first spring break I went on in college, I think I was a freshman in college, we went to Marco Island, Florida. And it was so neat seeing palm trees and being in the sun and getting a tan. Good morning, Ty. And doing all that. But Florida's a state that doesn't have a huge interest to me. It's kind of flat. It's kind of like Illinois along the ocean, except sunnier and souther and with no snow. So it's really not like Illinois at all, except they're both pretty darn flat. Does that make sense to you? I think Florida might actually have bears. It's weird to me because I always think bears should be climbing around the mountains and they shouldn't be in swamps. If I was a bear, and I'm not totally sure that bears do live in Florida, but I think that they do. If I was a bear, the last place I think I'd want to be would be in a hot, muggy swamp filled with bugs. Don said there's a lot of women in Fort Lauderdale. As I was talking to my friend this morning, I don't know. When you're fresh off a second divorce, the pursuit of the fairer sex doesn't sound that appealing at this point. And it's kind of fun. It's free. Do you guys watch Seinfeld? I'm sure some of you guys out there watch Seinfeld. There was an episode where George Costanza stopped having sex and he became a genius because so much of his brain had been obsessed with chasing women and trying to have sex all the time that all that brain power got put to use on other things, and he suddenly was a genius. And I don't know. And I kind of feel that way for me. I put that aside because I'm still healing and rebuilding and rethinking and refiguring life out. And I kind of put that all on the back burner uh, and because I'm focused on other things. And so moving to a place because there's a lot of women there isn't, necessarily. Maybe in 6 months I'll change my tune and I'll move to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They do have bears. Okay, I thought so. I hear about like black bears. I mean, I guess they got a ton of swampland and forest and stuff like that. But it still seems like a horrible place for a bear to live in Florida. If I'm a bear, I'm going to be cruising through a mountain and turning over a dead log and eating a bunch of bugs and hunting for berries and looking for dead deer or something like that. I'm not going to be wanting to wallow through a swamp. That sounds very unpleasant. Just my thoughts. So let's have a little more coffee. I wonder if this one will be any value to anybody today. I mean, it'll be value to me. I've been doing this show again for about 4 years, and it's been a good therapy session for me every morning. And a chance, not every morning, but I mean, it's taken on different, platforms and different times and different lengths and different. I've done it in my car, and I've done it in apartments, and I've done it in downtown Naperville, and I've done it on my front yard, and I've done it on this couch more than any other place. And it's been important to me, and it's been long running. And I rarely miss a day. I missed yesterday because I had so much going on in my mind, and I needed to go in, and all I could think about was going in and talking to my boss and just being honest and open with him and saying, hey, this is the situation, and this is the situation, and it needs to be changed. And he was open to that, and I wasn't offensive, and I wasn't in there pouting or throwing things and saying this job sucks, because none of that's true. But I'm saying, hey, the math's not adding up, and something's got to change. And he understood, and he gave me the day off, which I appreciate because it's going to give me a chance to catch up on some things. I talked about it the other day. I was talking about it with my friend this morning. I interviewed at a fairly high-end restaurant here in downtown Naperville the other day, and it was so cool because I think all my life I've tried to put on a interview face or be professional or be like one of my brothers or be like I thought you were supposed to do in an interview and ask the right questions and be the certain way and be so polished. And what I've learned over the last couple of years is just being me is enough. And just being me is good. And not hide, I was interviewing with a general manager who hadn't planned it, who was a busy woman and an impressive woman and a powerful woman, and I think would have scared a lot of people that were talking to her, and she didn't scare me at all. And I was just me. And I told her, I'd work hard, the customers would love me, I'd, be a great teammate and a great employee. But the one thing you could be, if I were you, you should be concerned at, or my hands shake a little bit, and that can be a problem. But I wasn't hiding my weakness, if I could call shaky hands a weakness. I wasn't ashamed of any of my faults or anything, and it's not a fault, but you know what I mean. I was okay just kind of opening the book and saying, this is me, and this is what you're going to get. Do you want it? And she did, and it was a great feeling. And it feels so good knowing that me is good enough, and me is all right, and me is cool, and going about life just being me, and not trying to be somebody else or try to be something I'm not, or trying to chase money. And I talked about it with my friend today. I think most of my life I was in careers because I thought they had a lot of money, income potential, and they did, and I did fairly well. But I've learned money doesn't buy happiness. And listening to an audio the other day about, it was a meditative, and I talked about this the other day, a meditative audio about how to manifest $1 billion. And the voice it helped me sleep, so it wasn't. And it kind of opened my eyes, but the voice said, imagine you just sold your business for $275 million. What would you do? And I go, well, I'd change the tires on my car. I might buy this little house down the street. They were all modest wants and modest needs. I didn't want to buy a palace or a fleet of cars or a private jet or a yacht. And maybe that comes with age. Maybe it comes with experience. Maybe it comes with priorities changing. Uh, because I don't want to live in a palace. I have no great interest to be sailing the seven seas on a yacht. Uh, I'm learning what's important to me, and it seems funny you learn it at 54 years old. Um, but I guess we should never stop learning and always trying to get a little better and always trying to do the right thing and make the right moves and realize we're not always going to make the right decision and we're going to screw up from time to time and the Wi-Fi is not going to work from time to time and you're going to, I don't know, drop a glass and break it from time to time, and that's just part of life. And the easier we roll with it and the smoother we accept it is the better life goes. And I'm getting really good about that and accepting things happen for a reason and that there's a purpose and a higher power and that all we can do is do our best and move forward and not be afraid. Because again, I talk about it too much, but I live so much of my life scared of what was going to happen or, making a wrong decision or doing the wrong things or asking the girl out or leaving a job or applying for a job or taking a class or picking a box of cereal. I put so much pressure on every decision. And it seems so silly. And now that I don't do that as much anymore. I sleep better, I feel better. And I used to hide behind all those fears, and I don't want to bring up drinking or smoking pot, but I used to hide, just kind of cope with all those fears by drinking alcohol every day. And it kind of works. But then you're just kind of on the couch, kind of sitting there not doing anything, and the next day's just the same. Whereas if you face life with a clear mind or a clear brain, you're able to move forward in a productive way and make smart decisions, or hopefully the smartest decisions given the information you have in front of you. Smart decision I have right now. Good morning, Debbie. Is sipping a little more coffee. Well, Star, I'll go with you. If you win the lotto, I'm not against taking an extended vacation. I don't want to spend my life on a boat, is all I'm saying. And I don't have any mass. I'd like to go on some trips. There's places I'd like to see. There's views I'd like to see. I look back fondly on the trips I've taken in my life and the places I've gone and the adventures I've had. And I've had a lot of adventures. I have had a lot of adventures. And, if I look back fondly on a lot of places I've been and a lot of things I've done. So I'm not against going on vacations or what have you. I would love to go to Paris. I've never been. I've been to Britain several times, and I've never been to mainland Europe. I'd like to go there. I think I'd like to check out South America. I think that'd be interesting because it'd be a more radically different culture than my trips to Britain or Canada or what have you. And I think it's probably beautiful down there. I think there's mountains down there, and there's beaches, and there's jungles, and there's wildlife, and there's probably even bears to live in South America. Again, if I was a bear, I wouldn't live in the Amazon. I'd want to be in the Rocky Mountains if I was a bear. But I guess the average bear has different wants and different needs than I might have. And I don't fully empathize with a bear's wants and needs. So let's have a little more coffee. Ty, I took off today. And it feels so good. Patagonia, where is Patagonia? Ty, yeah, I took off today. I needed to get some stuff done. I was kind of breaking down at work and feeling like, hey, something's got to change and I got to do something. Because usually after work, I'll go pick up my kids and have them or whatever. Or, I'll get off work and it'll be 4 o'clock and it's hard to accomplish a lot because you only have an hour of business. And I needed to get some stuff done, and I went in yesterday and told my boss I needed the day off, and I wanted to change my schedule from full-time to 3 days a week to give me a chance to take care of some stuff and find a higher-paying job or find a more adequate place to live or just take care of some stuff. I'd kind of been caught in a cycle of not good enough, but keep going because it's the best you got. And I know there's more out there. I'd love to go to Argentina. I'd love to go to Chile. Probably love to check out Brazil for a while. I know it's a huge continent and with big places, but I bet it's beautiful. And Chile's such an interesting little country. It's so thin and so long, but I'd like to check it out. Patagonia, that's a brand. They sell like outdoor clothes. I'm sure it's the same. Or they got the name from the Patagonia in Argentina and Chile. I know nothing about it, although I think Argentina is probably a beautiful, beautiful country. And I think if I could move anywhere else in the world, I mean, that's probably not true, but I think Argentina would be an interesting place. I bet you they have winters. I bet you they have summers. I bet you they have mountains. I bet you they have beaches. I bet you they have beautiful women. I bet you they have fascinating culture and awesome food. So I bet you Argentina would be kind of interesting. And although it's in the southern hemisphere, and I've talked about this before. I mean, I believe in gravity. I understand how gravity works, kind of. But I still think if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. You're going to fall off the earth. Or you're going to be hanging upside down, and all the blood will rush to your head. I say it as a joke, but I kind of mean it. I kind of mean it. You're going to fall off the earth. I know, Shannon. I know they don't. I mean, I've watched, stuff. I know there's people that live in the southern hemisphere and they don't fall off. But I kind of think they might. Thank you, Oriole, for sharing the live. Oriole46 is watching and shared the live. That's so nice. I don't know what I have to say today or how long I'm going to say it. It's been a little bit of a topsy-turvy live show. Started outside. Connection was bad. Had to hang up on everybody that was watching. Brought myself inside. Poured my coffee. You just jangle her. They're like bats. They've got clawed feet. They've got clawed feet and they hang. Yeah, the Earth's flat. But if the Earth's flat, I mean, are they on the bottom of the flat Earth? Like on the bottom of the book? They would still have to dangle. Bunch of their heads. I don't know if people do have extra large heads in Chile. That would, if they do have extra large heads in Chile, that would explain it, because all the blood is running to their heads. Just see them. It just dawned to them. Hey, we're upside down. We're upside down. Crap! Hold on to something, Jimmy. Hold on to that tree before we fall. But anyway, it is Friday morning, and I do have the day off, and I'm looking forward to drinking some coffee, eating my cereal, getting some work done, mowing my lawn, planning my move, planning my next step, or thinking about my next step, reading a little bit about my book about how Starbucks saved my life that was recommended by a friend here on Coffee with Ken, and digging my teeth into the day. And I got a good night's sleep. And it is a gorgeous Friday here in Naperville. And I'm looking forward to taking advantage of it. Good morning, Katie. Riding my scooter. Feeling the wind in my hair. Sometimes I wear a helmet. Usually I wear a helmet. Sometimes I don't. And I like to think about the wind in my hair. But, time to get a hammock. Doesn't sound bad. I picture a hammock with a cocktail, though. So many things I used to think, oh yeah, a hammock would be a great place to swing between two trees and drink a beer. It's amazing when you stop drinking how many things you do that you associate with drinking. Even somebody mentioning a hammock. I picture, again, me swinging in a hammock with a beer. Once you stop drinking, you go, wow, I got to find other things to do. And you do. You do find other things to do. But at first it's really hard, and you have so much time on your hands, and you're clueless as to what you're going to enjoy because everything you did involved drinking. For me, I mean, I'm sure not all you guys, but I bet it's some of you out there, if you're thinking about it, you go, hey, I can't wait to go to dinner tonight, and you're imagining the first cocktail you drink, or hey, it's golf night, but you're imagining drinking beers on the golf course, or bowling, or what have you, or getting together with friends. And it's just so weird once you just kind of say, I don't want to drink anymore. You're going, wait a minute. Everything I used to do except eating breakfast involved drinking. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm hoping. I'm imagining they can run without me. I talked to an employee and he's right. He goes, we're all replaceable. And it's an interesting business model they have because they do great. It's everybody's favorite store. But I think they are. Everyone is so replaceable there. It almost hurts your feelings as an employee. You're going, do I even matter? I'm not sure I do. I'm not sure I do. If I do a lot of work or I do no work. Good morning, RJ. Good morning, RJ. Let's have a little more coffee because RJ joined. RJ, it's the French roast. I decided to finish off my bag of French roast today. Plus, I wanted a dark coffee. So I'm enjoying it. It's not the Sumatra, and it's not the cinnamon dolce, and it sure isn't the pumpkin spice, but it's still pretty good. That's funny. I posted a video this morning. If you think your drinking is under control, it's already out of control. Yeah. No, I never really thought my drinking was under control. I mean, I'm sure some people go and they'll have a glass of wine at dinner. But if I had a glass of wine at dinner, I'd have another, and then I'd have 2 beers, and I'd come home and drink 4 beers as I'm drifting off to sleep. But I'm sure some people do it in moderation. Maybe. I mean, it was a nice feeling. Good morning, Keith. Yes, Salik, I am no longer a real estate agent. I did that for 17 years. I left in January. I didn't renew. I didn't pay my dues. They charge you. You got to pay like $600 twice a year and a couple $100 a few different times a year. And you're paying office dues of like $100 a month on average. I'm just kind of roughing numbers. And I just, so I feel great. Somebody's mowing their lawn out there. Is it distracting to my live audience of 30 people? Or is it relaxing? Is it like white noise? But you don't want white noise when you're watching a live video. It's distracting me. Hold on. Oh! I didn't do my stretches. I do so many videos about habits. But the key with habits is actually doing them. And if you do a video about stretching and how darn good it feels, if you don't stretch, it doesn't feel good. Just watching the video of me stretching doesn't have the same therapeutic benefits that actually doing the stretching does. So I would recommend for anybody that's watching, I do some videos about habits and a bunch of good habits I have. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't mean life's perfect, but it'll get you through the hard time. And even I'll do a video on cleaning. Half the point of the cleaning, it's nice to have a clean counter, a clean whatever, make your bed. But half of the point of doing those habits is to satisfy your brain that, okay, that was productive and that feels good. And to occupy the crazy mind that's that I know I have, and probably a bunch of us have. Yeah, well, I get to mow my lawn today, and I get to get ready to move next week, and I get to look for a new career and a new job opportunity, and I get to look for opportunities. And I'm going to go out today with an open mind and open eyes. I had a friend tell me they think I should be a flight attendant. Never thought. I'm just scared of flying. I can't imagine I'd be a good flight attendant. We had a little turbulence. I'm going to go, ah! I don't think they want their flight attendants doing that. But anyway, I saw on Indeed that like Spirit Airlines was hiring. And I looked into that going, I wonder how that would be. But again, my palms are sweaty just thinking of flying. I have to hold somebody's hand. Even if it's a big neighbor, some strange man I don't know that weighs 350 pounds, I'll grab his hand and go, hey, are we safe? Yes, stranger, we are safe. But anyway, I got a ton to get done today, and I'm looking forward to doing it. And I'm still at Target. I took the day off today. I wanted the day off. I had to get some stuff done and take a break. And it feels great, and going to enjoy it and take advantage of it and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy this Friday and be as productive as I can and be as kind to myself as I can and not beat up myself for not having all the answers or having it all figured out. Because I don't think any of us have it all figured out. And we just kind of do the best we can and charge forward. So I'm going to do that. One more sip of coffee. Bye-bye, time. Bye-bye, all. I want to thank you guys for joining. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's a horrible way to end a line, but that's just the way it works sometimes. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're excited about your day. For most of you, you probably got a 3-day weekend ahead of you. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope the weather's beautiful wherever you are. Weather is gorgeous where I'm at today, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to be in the moment and appreciate the hot coffee, appreciate the delicious breakfast. If I have eggs in there, I'm going to make corned beef hash and eggs. I am. Oh, please have eggs. If I don't, it was intended to be a cereal day. But I really hope I can make some corned beef hash and eggs. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.